Hello, this is Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading comes from Exodus 3, the mission of Moses. So, this is what God wanted him to do. Therefore, come now, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. Remember, they were in Egypt for 400 years. But Moses said to God, "Who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt?" And I think most of us who do work for God kind of hit that point where, like, why would you pick me? There's these other much better people out here. Why would you pick me? And he said, "Certainly I will be with you, and this shall be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God at the mountain." Then Moses said to God, "Behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them?" God said to Moses, "I am who I am." And he said, "Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you." God, furthermore, said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial name to all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say to them, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I am indeed concerned about you and what has been done to you in Egypt." See, God's always watching and listening. "So I said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. They will pay heed to what you say. And you, with the elders of Israel, will come to the king of Egypt, and you will say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. So now, please, let us go a 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not permit you to go, except under compulsion." And that's what a lot of people, they won't do the right thing unless they're compelled to. "So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles. He will let you go. I will grant this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall be that when you go, you will not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask of her neighbor and the woman who lives in her house articles of silver and articles of gold and clothing, and you will put them on your sons and daughters. Thus you will plunder the Egyptians." So they didn't have to want for anything. God was going to make sure they were provided for, because he knew it was going to be a while before they got to where they were going. So let's see what the biblical scholars have to say about this. "I will send you." The divine summons made Moses both leader and deliverer of Israel and ambassador of God before Pharaoh. Who am I? The first response is an objection from Moses to the divine summons, an expression of inadequacy for such a serious mission. It sounded reasonable, for after 40 years of absence from Egypt, what could he, a mere shepherd in Midian, do upon return? And, like I say, we always doubt ourselves, don't we? But if God brings you to it, he's going to get you through it, and he's going to supply what you need. "Certainly I will be with you." The divine promise, one given also to the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, should have been sufficient to quell all the chosen agent's fears and sense of inadequacy for the task. "You shall worship God at this mountain. A second divine promise signified the future success of the mission, suggesting that Israel would not be delivered simply out of bondage and oppression, but rescued to worship. Then Moses said, was Moses at this point crossing the line from reasonable inquiry to unreasonable doubt? God's patient replies, instructing Moses on what he would do and being viewed with favor by the Egyptians, ought to caution the reader from hastily classifying Moses' attitude as altogether wrong from the very beginning of the interaction between him and the Lord. A response of divine anger comes only in 4:14 at the very end of Moses' questions and objections. What is his name? Moses raised a second objection. Israel might ask for God's name in validation of Moses' declaration that he had been sent by the God of their fathers. Significantly, the question was not, who is this God? The Hebrews understood the name Yahweh had been known to the patriarchs, which Genesis well indicates. Asking what means they sought for the relevancy of the name to their circumstances. Who sought after title, name, and identity, whereas what inquired into the character, quality, or essence of a person. I am who I am. This name for God points to his self-existence and eternity. It is denoting the I am the one who is/will be, which is decidedly the best and most contextually suitable option from a number of theories about its meaning and etymological source. The significance in relation to God of your fathers is immediately discernible. He's the same God throughout the ages. The consonants from the Hebrew word Yahweh, which are YHWH, combined with the vowels, form the divine name. Adonai, Master or Lord, give rise to the name Jehovah in English. Since the name Yahweh was considered so sacred that it should not be pronounced, the Masoretes inserted the vowels from Adonai to remind themselves to pronounce it when reading instead of saying Yahweh. Technically, this combination of consonants is known as the Tetragrammaton. Having provided Moses with his name in response to his second inquiry, God then furnished him with two speeches, one for Israel's elders and one for Pharaoh. Also included was notification of the elders, positive response to Moses' report of Pharaoh's refusal to grant them their request, of God's miraculous judgmental reaction, and of Israel's plundering of the Egyptians, who found themselves responding favorably to the departing nation's request for silver, gold, and clothing. The last of these harkens back to God's promise to Abraham that his descendants would come out of the land of their affliction with great possessions. Elders, literally bearded ones, which indicated the age and wisdom needed to lead. Land of 3 days journey. The request for a 3-day journey to worship in light of 1. Direct promises of deliverance from Egypt, 2. Worship at Horeb, and 3. Entrance into Canaan was not a ruse to get out and then not return, but an initial, moderate request to highlight the intransigence of Pharaoh. He just would not let these slaves leave under any conditions. Alright. Let's look at our biblical supporting supporting scriptures. Wow. It's just one of them days. It's over 90 degrees here, folks. My brain is not awesome when it gets this hot. Matthew 22:32. I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So, like I say, he's going to be watching you while you're alive, so you might want to act right. Mark 12:24. But regarding the fact that the dead rise again, have you not read in the book of Moses, in the passage about the burning bush, how God spoke to him, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. You are greatly mistaken. So again, he's making sure you understand that one. Acts 2, excuse me, 13. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of our fathers, has glorified his servant Jesus, the one whom you delivered and disowned in the presence of Pilate, when he had decided to release him. And yeah, that's what they did. Let's see, Acts 7, 7. And whatever nation to which they will be in bondage, I myself will judge, said God. And after that, they will come out and serve me in this place. So God rescued his people, because he was still paying attention. They might not have thought he was, but he was. And like I say, people who are doing things to people and putting people in bondage nowadays, people being racist and sexist, classist even, y'all gonna have to answer for what you're doing. Don't think you're not. God is there. He's paying attention. So, you might want to get right, because like I say, the song says you can run on for a long time, but sooner or later God's gonna cut you down. So that is the story of the mission of Moses. Amen. Please like and share this word so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. Thanks for watching. That's all for now. Until next time.